Hello, I'm Bob Fournier. As a former chair of Nova Scotia's Electricity Marketplace Governance Committee, I'd like to offer some comments regarding the current electricity review. Electricity in Nova Scotia is undergoing an amazing transition. The current review reflects the changes that have occurred over the past decade, as well as an attempt to plan for changes that might occur over the next decade. Electricity reflects our current love affair with energy. Everyone enjoys the convenience represented by electricity, something that moves at the speed of light and is widely accessible. We take advantage of this and design our world so that electricity is instantly on in whatever quantities we wish. No orders placed, no waiting for parcels to arrive. It's marvelous. One big question front and center in the current marketplace review is whether we're getting our electricity in a safe, reliable, and least expensive manner. That's what the province's electricity review is all about. To answer that question, you need to consider how much electricity do we need? Tomorrow or decades from now, possibly long wait lines could be necessary to bring in new supplies, even though a new home or a business might want an electrical connection right away. What we know is that reasonable people can come up with different opinions on what things will look like 30 years from now. The differences in those calculations are large, up to 100% variance. The reason for the wide range is the use of different assumptions as to how fast Nova Scotia's economy will grow. What will happen to some of our existing industries? How efficient will we become? And what global or North American fossil fuel prices or environmental concerns will do to affect the processes here. Another big question is, where will we get our electricity? How much will we have to produce here? And with a new link to Newfoundland and Labrador in the offing, how much electricity can we get from others? It's important to understand that creating electricity here is heavily influenced by new federal and provincial laws that require Nova Scotia to reduce its use of coal, and also the cost of backing up or storing intermittent renewables that are produced here, such as wind or tidal energy. The third big question is, what influence will new technology have when it comes to making some choices that are less expensive? Some of this is about reasonable guesses on why certain things will likely become less expensive. But it's also a matter of compared to what. If fossil fuel prices go up because of carbon pricing or the threat of war, then solutions that seem expensive today may not look so bad tomorrow. The issue is how quickly those changes come along and how can we truly predict the future. The final question is that given reasonable predictions on how much we might need, and a pretty good idea of where we will be able to get it, and what technologies might help to keep prices down, then what rules should we set up so that Nova Scotians will get predictable, secure, and reliable low-cost supplies of electricity? In other words, what should we do about Nova Scotia Power? Is the utility model that we've been living with over the past 20 years still the best model? And if it's not, do we break the model entirely, or do we make changes to improve the model? Interestingly enough, that's the question we looked at 10 years ago when I was part of the Electricity Marketplace Governance Committee. It's not an easy question. The landscape is littered with examples of expensive mistakes. California in the late 90s, Ontario a decade later. But there have been successes as well, and we need to better understand what worked, what failed, and why, so that we can decide if it might work here. The province will soon release a great deal of information to help people understand the issues, but the conclusions are in your hands. The current consultation process runs over the summer and into the fall. Go to the Department of Energy website for more information. Bring your own views to the table. Discuss possible solutions, and most of all, become an active participant in the process.